Last weekend, little Russian lady saw her reflection for the first time. I don't think she understood what it is, or maybe she was afraid we were going to turn the fireplace on. Either way, she was very concerned. I would be too if I thought I was trapped in a fireplace. I am hoping this is just a phase, and she will outgrow it. I don't like little Russian lady walking home alone from bus stop, so I came to meet her. She said the bag was heavy, so I decided to walk it home for her. She seems really proud of what she got. What's inside? She asked me to unload it for her. Here is a toy that she got for little Russian lady. Oh, it seems like she likes it. It's so nice of you. Ah, I see you got some treats too. You didn't need too many on the bus home, did you? And of course you got some beets. What would it be without beets?
Common things that can be dangerous to dogs. Episode 6, Houseplants. A lot of common store-bought houseplants can be dangerous to dogs. They can range in their toxicity from mild to fairly severe. Some of the most common plants can also be the most toxic. That includes the philodendron and all varieties of such, the snake plant, and all varieties of lilies as well. Before bringing a new houseplant into your home, make sure you do a quick Google search. You can also monitor your pet's behavior. Sometimes when a dog is not feeling well, they'll actually ingest plants to help settle their stomach. There are also many non-toxic plant varieties available.
In this episode, we're going to be talking about Goodnight Moon. To be honest, this isn't even really a story. It's just an anthropomorphic rabbit saying goodnight to things. Kind of like a lullaby grocery list. The rabbit is also oddly specific, saying goodnight to balloons, bears, even brushes and combs, nobody, and of course the moon. This to me sets a dangerous precedent. Could you imagine saying goodnight to everything you own? Goodnight AirPods. Goodnight existential dread. See you in the morning, sleep paralysis demon. That being said, the ludicrous thing is the rabbit forgot probably the most important thing. The sun! You say goodnight to the air, but not the sun? The sun's the one that's actually going to bed. The moon is just waking up. The moon's probably like, oh, thanks. Whereas the sun would be like, oh, thank you. Nobody notices me in that way. I propose to change the name of the book from Goodnight Moon to Rabbit That Obviously Hates the Sun. Esper, what do you think?
I love this book. 9 out of 10. We start every morning with a temperature check. Into your butt it goes. I'm just kidding, it goes in your lips. Little Russian lady doesn't like the mouth one, so we use a forehead scanner on her belly. I did not know this, but dogs have a higher temperature than humans. After that, we give everybody little treats. After that, we go on a walk. Little Russian lady and little Russian lady get to play with their friends. Then when we get home, we have to make sure we clean our paws. After that, I go to work. It's really hard to say goodbye to my sweet little girls. It's okay though. They come to pick me up after work. Look how cute they are. Hello, little Aura. Then it is time to go to sleep. Sometimes I wonder where I'm going to sleep. There's no room for me. I wanted to try putting bread on my little Russian lady's snoots, but I realized early on regular bread was not going to work. I needed something of the appropriate shape. Little Russian lady helped me hollow it out. I actually think little Russian lady liked her gluten snoot helmet. This is so cute. It must smell really good in there, because she didn't want to take it off. Little Russian lady was less impressed, just wanted to eat it.
Am I Russian? I'm American, I was born here, and so were my parents. However, my cultural heritage is from that side of the world. And that's part of the reason why, over the years, my parents have had 9 Russian wolfhounds. On my dad's side, his grandmother was from Kiev, Ukraine, and his grandfather was from way out in Siberia. Here's a picture of my dad when he was 19. I obviously did not get the tan. My mom's side's a little bit more complicated because she was adopted. My mom's adopted mother was also from Kiev, Ukraine. Her father was from Orynyan, a town outside of Kamyanets-Podolsky. They emigrated to the US at the start of World War II. My grandfather was actually lined up to be shot when he was saved by a Russian soldier. Remember I said my mom was adopted? Well, this is where things get weird. My mom traced her biological lineage back to the Mayflower, which means I'm a direct descendant of this guy. This is William Bradford, the first governor of the Plymouth colony. So genetically, I'm 48.5% from Eastern Europe, and then the rest is all kind of a mush, with I guess a little Neanderthal.
Excuse me.
My Beet juice brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, "We like your scarves." Darn right, the winter's hard. But we got beets, fresh blended and jarred.
I know you want the beets that are in this jar. What Dwight goes crazy for? Don't lose your mind. Identity theft is a crime.
I got a little worried. Esper had not laid any eggs for like a week. But today, as I came home, I kept finding them as I walked to my house. Didn't really understand what was happening until I went into the living room and I saw a big pile. These are really big eggs this time. She must have been really backed up. Even little Russian lady looked very proud of her sister. And then, of course, she tried to eat one.
Why are my dogs' noses so long? This is actually a really interesting question. Dogs' heads are measured on the cephalic scale, which is a comparison of width to length. Brachycephalic, mesocephalic, and dolichocephalic. Dolichocephalic heads are most like wolves, but over time they've bred them to be much longer. There are also some advantages to having a long nose. Most notably, there is an increased range of sight, and is the reason why most sighthounds have dolichocephalic heads, since they depend mainly on their sight for hunting. Now, it seems like having a ridiculously long schnauzer would help you smell better, but that is not actually the case. Brachycephalic dogs consistently outperform long-nosed dogs on smell tests. However, they're not completely sure the small-nosed dogs smell better, or if the long-nosed dogs were just stubborn and didn't want to take the test. This brings me to my last point, that dolichocephalic dogs are very independent and can be difficult to train.
It was really hot out this weekend, so my little human lady made little Russian ladies a snack. All you need is boiled chicken. Oh, taste test. A little boiled rice, some parsley, keep your breath nice and clean. And you also need a little chicken broth. Oh, another taste test. Whap, whap. Then all you have to do is put it in a bowl. And then blend it together. Our blender broke, so we had to use this. I guess that works. Then we do another taste test. It looks like the Russian ladies approve. Now take an empty ice tray. And once you fill it with your goop, use some of the chicken broth to fill up the little cups. After that, all you have to do is put it in the freezer. Once they are nice and cold, you just give it to your little snoots. This is a great treat to keep them cold on a warm day. And they both seem to really like it. Kind of like meat popsicle.
Wait, what is this? It's my little bearded Russian man. Sir, can you please spare a potato? This winter has been hard. Thank you. No, sir, I wasn't stealing, I swear.
What breed are my dogs? In short, they're Borzois or Russian wolfhounds. And I originally thought that putting the breed in my username would solve this question. But I guess Borzoi sounds like a made-up word, so it's kind of like I made a personal account and called it Jacob Warbleflump. So where do these dogs originate from? Let's imagine it's 17th century Russia. Hello, I need hunting dog that is fast and won't die in winter. So somebody took an Arabian Greyhound and mixed it with this giant Russian puffball, and this is what you got. Contrary to what the comments might say, they are not anteaters, horses, or even aliens. Back in Russia, this breed became extremely popular, but especially with the aristocracy, the Romanov family. And they would arrange absolutely lavish wolf hunts with over 100 Borzois. Could you imagine 100 of these? Actually, that sounds like heaven. 100 noodle horses? The hunts were so incredible, they're even mentioned in War and Peace. Unfortunately, during the Russian Revolution, the breed was almost completely slaughtered. The dogs had become a symbol of the aristocracy, and people tried to get rid of them. Luckily, people in the US and England had started breeding them, or they could have been lost.
Aura, what happened to your snoot? I need to do more of these.
I wanted to do an at-home spa day for my sweet little girls. We started with brushing. Little Russian lady really likes it. So does little Russian lady. She gives off a lot of fur, so we made her a little toupee. I'm not gonna say who you look like. After that, we use a vacuum to get off all the excess fur. Little Russian lady does not like that. Then it is time to put the horse in the bathtub. Little Russian lady was very concerned. It's okay though. Little Russian lady really likes to get dried off. Next it was little Russian lady's turn. She seemed to really like it. Oh, nice and soapy. I guess it's time to dry off. After that, it was time to do a shake. Look at their weird little noodles. After that, I gave little Russian lady a nice massage. And then I gave little Russian lady her favorite treat.
You can take a small bite. Just bite the corner like this. You see? Just bite it. Gentle.
It is finally that time of year where we have to put little booties on our Russian ladies' feet. It is definitely kind of awkward at first, and it makes them both walk like octopus. However, it is really important. Asphalt can be up to 40 to 60 degrees hotter than the ambient temperature. That means if it's 100 degrees out, the pavement can be 160 degrees. That's hot enough to cook an egg. Maybe not a noodle horse egg, but the regular one. After a while, they get used to walking in them. In fact, I think they look kind of cute. Aura looked especially stylish in her black socks. And I think Esper, she might actually be a little faster with boots on.
How did I choose my dog's names? This is going to be a really fun one. First, let's talk about Esper. Her name comes from the Super Nintendo game Final Fantasy III. Throughout the game, you encounter Espers, which are magical beings with untold powers. And as you progress, you could use the Espers to help you in battle. These creatures were beautiful and ancient, and the name just seemed to fit. Now let's talk about Aura. Aura is the name of the heroine in a screenplay that I wrote called Moons. This is an expansive fantasy world that I dumped my heart and soul into. Aura is a young woman from a remote island nation, and when magic awakens on her world, she becomes the unsuspecting hero. Now, I'm not saying you should tag Netflix. You should absolutely tag Netflix, but I would love to see this get made. Aura the dog and Aura the hero share a lot of characteristics. They're both intelligent, brave, magical, and a little goofy.
This morning we had a little bit of an argument. I had an errand to run with little Russian lady, but little Russian lady really wanted to come as well. I couldn't tell her why, but she wouldn't have a lot of fun. I just let them howl it out. Aura felt really triumphant. She got to go in the car without her big sister. Little did she know, I was actually taking her to the veterinarian's office for a little checkup. Luckily, she was in and out very quickly. However, I can't help feeling she felt a little betrayed. She wouldn't even make eye contact with me. Oh well. There is a particular planetary formation that causes noodle horses to grow eyeballs along their snoots. They are fully functional and allow the noodle horse to see into other dimensions. Aura was not old enough to get her full set of eyes, so she just had the one. Wow, is that cute? It's okay, you'll be like your sister one day. TikTok sent me a little gift because apparently it is their birthday month. Aura knew it smelled pretty good, and she was right, it's cookies. They actually tasted really good. I felt bad that I couldn't give the little one some pieces of it, so I tricked her with a treat. Little Russian lady couldn't care less about the cookies, but she earned a treat with her fantastic balancing act. Here you go, have some chicken. After that, I balanced the cookie on a human. Almost there. To my surprise, I found some paper in my cookie. I didn't really care, still tasted great.
Common things that can be dangerous to dogs. Part 7, Macadamia nuts. Even though they're not really sure why, even a small amount of macadamia nuts can be toxic to dogs. Symptoms of ingestion typically develop over the first 12 hours, with the most common symptom being weakness in the hind legs. Luckily, the prognosis is very good as long as the dog is taken to the veterinarian, but please make sure to keep all macadamia nuts out of their reach. What is the difference between an Afghan hound and a Borzoi? Probably the most noticeable difference is the Afghan hound's Muppet-like fur. They look particularly goofy while running. You would think all that fuzz would slow them down, but they can run up to 40 miles an hour. Afghan hounds originated in Afghanistan thousands of years ago and are considered one of the 13 most ancient dog breeds. They also, oddly enough, have a scent gland in their mouth, so they apparently emit a pleasant musky smell. You emit some not pleasant musky smells. Afghans are also a little smaller and a little lighter than Borzois. As we know, Borzois originated in Russia when someone crossed this noodle with this cotton ball. Borzois are a little taller and heavier. They can also grow multiple eyeballs, love beets, and lay eggs to procreate. Borzois are also extremely fast and come in all kinds of amazing colors. Borzois' fur is noticeably shorter, and sometimes their noses can be a little longer. I'll never not laugh at this.
What happened to your snout? It is a little bent. What's wrong with your snoot? What happened to your snoot? What's wrong with your snoot?
What's happening back there?
Are you feeling okay? My little human lady came home from a horse show, and I think my little noodle horses were jealous. So we decided to hold the first official noodle horse competition of 2020. The first event was the armadillo toss, and Aura did very, very well. Little Russian lady, on the other hand, well, let's just say catching has never been her strong suit. After that was competitive lap sitting. Esper made this look very easy. Aura, on the other hand, I don't think she understood what I wanted her to do. The final event was basic obedience. I really hoped that both of them would do well in this, and they did. Esper was a little slow on some of them, but she's earned it. I am therefore proud to announce that the winners of the 2020 Noodle Horse competition, well, during the noodling, the eyes can erupt fairly quickly, so the change in perspective can be a little disorienting. Little Russian lady is used to this, and I think she enjoys the increased perception. Little Russian lady, on the other hand, is just confused.
Rating bad dog grooming, part 1. I'd like my dog with a mullet, please, riding the 7 dwarfs. Do whatever you want with his tail. Do you think you can help me? Oh my god. It's perfect. I'd like my dog to look like you threw all the Muppets into a vat of toxic sludge. These are so I just got back from a safari and I would love to relive the adventure. Give me the dog version of a pumpkin spice latte. I need something to terrify my kids forever, please. Why is his arm so disproportionately long? Hi. I love it. What is competitive dog grooming? Yesterday I made a video about some pretty outrageous dog grooming, and you guys were quick to point out that this is from an artistic competition, and it's called competitive dog grooming. It's like if you took topiary sculpting and mixed it with cake decorating, except the only cake you get to decorate is your dog's. The competition has rules, including specific chemicals you can use, time limits, and even dog breeds. The sport is not without its controversy, though. Some people think turning your dog into a Minecraft dog or taking it on a butt safari is tantamount to abuse, with a similar vibe to those creepy kids pageants. Personally, I don't think I could ever dye my dog, but I mean, they did it in the Hunger Games. So. Either way, the artistic ability in these contests is unquestioned. I just want to know how they come up with this stuff. And if you're looking for a way to waste some time, make sure you go to YouTube and just look for competitive dog grooming.
Alright. You on stream?
Here is Esper's snoot to help you feel better. Sometimes after watching something scary on TV, Esper will get a little depressed. I find it takes even a full day for her to feel better. After some fresh air and a little play fighting with her sister, she always comes out of it. Don't punch her too hard. So I really hope your day gets better. Here's a snoot for you. Today we found out that little Russian lady has been stealing our socks. She will sneak up to a pile of clean laundry and very carefully pick out the sock. At first I thought it was pretty cute, but she kept doing it and giving it to us like little presents. So we decided to hold a family meeting. Little Russian lady was very upset because she sometimes gets blamed for the removal of the socks. She adamantly defended that it wasn't her. After that, I felt bad. So I gave little Russian lady a bone. And I don't know, little Russian lady didn't seem too happy about it.
Rating dog grooming part 3. Please groom my dog like my microphone. This might be the best one. How did Yoda get across the swamps of Dagobah? He walked! Can you groom my dog like Simba from The Lion King? But if he never got any bigger, he just got older? Is my dog ready? Thank you. Rating taxidermy. This was difficult because I found the pictures fell into 2 categories. 1, some that were so bad they were hilarious, like this dog that thinks it's better than you, and this canine version of The Predator. Or 2, the photos were so good that they were unnerving, like this dog that just wants to find you a seat at Cracker Barrel, or this terrifying world traveler, or this absolute abomination. Either way, I feel like this one captures exactly how we're all feeling in 2020. I love this so much. However, my favorite is this dog, because after doing some research, he's not actually a taxidermy at all. This is a real dog, and that's just how he looks.